Let's cut to W.
It takes a little W.
How ho,
We
ho, ho. Just think of the things you could
double
do.
me.
If instead of just one,
Oh,
you were double you. Oh, the fun you could have, things you could do.
Sorry.
If instead of just one, you were double you. You could double the hands and double the legs, and double the heart and double the head. You could doubly quick and doubly smart. Oh, the things you could do, where would you start? You could get all the things done, double the work, double the fun, double
So the projections for Q4 are stronger than expected, especially with
if instead of just one, you were double you.
You okay, kiddo?
we're fine.
We're not you, but when it comes to banking, we can be your W.
The science of advertising.
AC, please unpack this for me.
Well, elaborate ad, beautifully shot to put together. Thought about every little aspect, every little detail, every little bit. It kind of was a little bit insurance-y at one point of how it had all this damage stuff going through the city. But I kind of got to go back to the basics. Gain pleasure, avoid pain. What is this ad about, right? And looking at it, I kind of started to get a bit of a good feel of like, cool, it's about W, we've got your back, we're the ones behind your back, I think was kind of the point. But I kind of didn't get the ad. It's sort of, had me kind of at the beginning of like, cool, the guy's looking up, so it caught me straight away. I knew it was something about Westpac, big brand, big four. But the more you sort of looking at it, I'm like, cool, where are we going with this? Where are you taking me down this big, elaborate path? And I don't know that it led me anywhere. It was just a takeaway. They could have wrapped it up at the end and just sort of said something about like, you know, W, we've got your back, or, you know, Westpac, we've got you, you know, something like that. We're there when you're not there, or something like that. This
is such an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I first noticed this on outdoor billboards. So I saw this double YOU, so W. And I've seen this and I was just like, I actually was like, WTF? Like, I don't get the joke. You know, I don't get what it is. And again, sometimes I can be a little bit simple, but I didn't wrap my head around it. And then it's only when I saw this and I wanted to think about it consciously. So my subconscious didn't join the dots. If anything, I had aversion from it because I didn't get it and I didn't get the pun, which is what it is. They've got a $240 million bet, which is their ad budget, against a pun. So I can see they're sitting around, really clever people, boardroom brain, conscious brain, going, Westpac, we're a W. W. Oh, W. How clever, how smart are we? That is our next campaign, W. My challenge with this is W, what does that mean for me as a customer? Double me? How is that going to make me more financially secure? Do I trust you as a bank? That says nothing about you as a bank, as in your promise to your consumer or why I should trust you with my cash and the facility. So I think it's a really clever play on a pun. Marketing team are high-fiving behind. Is it connecting to consumers? I have severe doubts.
It's interesting you say that point about seeing it on the out-of-home billboards. My wife and I were driving, and I was like, and I actually saw that. It was on the Balti Bridge, and I've gone, what is that? And it actually took me ages to realize that it was Westpac, right? And then again, when we looked at this to have a look at it now for the first time, I was like, what is it again? What are you? It's too clever marketing.
Totally.
It is smoked. The KISS principle of keep it simple, stupid, right?
Totally.
What am I trying to do? Is this around identity theft? Is it around fraud? Is it around credit card? Is it around home loan? Is it around what is it? They've got so many levers that Westpac could have pulled on as a brand to either funnel you down into some kind of product that they're trying to sell you. There's nothing really here that says trust. What it does say though is I spent a shitload of money of your fees on an ad campaign. That it does say.
Well, it is. And if you're looking at availability heuristics or if you're looking at mental availability, it's like, are we owning banking? Is there parts of banking that we are owning? The big challenge I have with it is the W. So that's a really clever link to Westpac for the W, which is part of their long-term branded assets or their distinctive branded assets. CommBank have done the best job of this, but by a long way.
Yeah.
So they're trying to replicate. The playbook is right in terms of what they're trying to do. How they're tactically executing though with the W, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's too clever.
It's totally too clever.
It's too clever. And it's like you're saying, it's the creative team would have sat there going, geez, we've really got this.
Yeah.
And someone has come in and done a Donald Draper in the boardroom to sell this concept in and just gone, wow, we're really cool. But that in terms of conversion, results, what it would actually do.
Will it actually drive any branded intent, brand awareness, especially consideration? Like really interesting. It's interesting. When I was first exposed to the Telstra campaign, the whistle and the walk and the cartoon, the first thing I had from that was, this is like really dangerous because I don't recall, it doesn't link to Telstra, but the tune and the whistle all the way through. Now, the interesting thing is that is one exposure. The one element I have here is if they do this enough, will it actually bridge from, I don't know what this is for, and it's kind of that aversion piece, but do people join the dots with the pun and then go, oh, that is clever with enough media weight, with enough consistency? Because that's what happened with Telstra.
Yeah.
First exposure was that, but the more you see it and the more you hear it more so, you start linking that to Telstra and it starts to work and you see the fit.
The link with Telstra, though, where that can work better in the case of Telstra is that it is a product or a service that you always need and you don't have too many other options. You got Telstra, you got Optus, you got Vodafone, right? And it's either I need it because I need internet or whatever. Here with your bank, my reason to change would be why. My reason to stay would be why. They're not U's, but there's your double W's. Why?
But this is brand, right? So I'm a bank.
The
I want to be
brand
known
still
and
gotta have-
famous in a category. So I either want to own the category, do you know, or I
Does
want
this
to
own it?
no, but or I want to own a category entry point.
Does this
So
do
is
that?
this- no, it doesn't. But this is where I go to. Whereas Telstra is becoming known and famous and really familiar. So when I go to the category and I see a few brands, I go, I like that one. I've got anchored emotions to that brand where it makes me feel good, feel safe, trusted. I have a high propensity to buy that brand because I have associations to it rather than going, oh, I'm not really familiar with Optus or Vodafone or there's risk associated.
Can I challenge you on that?
You shoot.
Telstra is the leader, I would say, without looking at whatever the stats are. But I would say in Australia, Telstra, with the perception of Telstra is that they would be bigger than Optus and they would be bigger than Vodafone, right? Please correct me if those stats aren't right. They're the leader. So as the leader, to keep playing that brand leading play is one good thing because we're just staying top of mind and showing that we're trusted, right? Here we've got the big four. And plus we've got a whole heap of other banks that are now popping up and around and doing a lot of good offers. But let's say that we're focusing on the big four. My personal opinion, CommBank is absolutely killing it with their campaigns. They are really, really clear. Even NAB is doing a pretty good job themselves, but CommBank is clear of what their offerings are, interest rates, credit cards, all those kind of things. You know exactly what they're doing and why you should go to them for. The brand plus bit across all of them is trust. I would say Westpac would almost be the challenger brand in this case. Is that the campaign you'd go with as the challenger?
No, I'm aligned. It's not the campaign I'd go with. This has high risk. This has, we feel really clever. And this is a big bet that I will strongly suggest won't pay off. If there was a linkage to product that made sense for the W, rather than going the W is their logo, rather than that's more of a product that you could own or a category entry point that you could own, I'd be all in. But no, the linkage is to a visual of the W and Westpac. So that's where I think this is the trap.
Yeah.
They've gone, I want to hero the W. So that's the W, which is clever in its own right, but too complex. I would suggest 90% of people miss the pun.
I would agree. The question I'd then ask is, you've got all the different categories that they've got to then roll this campaign across to.
Yeah.
Right? Credit card, home loans, etc. How do you tie the W into one of those?
But this is the challenge I see.
Yeah, it's
The W
very,
doesn't, because it doesn't fit with a product.
No.
It just fits with their own brand. They're tied up in their own world. They're not thinking about the customer. It's about them
Yep.
rather than making this really simple for the customer to recall and link.
a tagline or a bit of messaging in there around "We've got you," or "We're there for you," or "We're your trusted," something along those lines could have given you a segue to then link that into the various categories, and they just missed the opportunity.
No, but this is all brand. That's the play.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
all about me.
This is more about, like, I love the song. I love all the elements to it. That's why there was a part of me that goes, this could potentially be successful with enough media weight behind it. And
Yeah.
if this was to run for 3-4 years, if you can link this really well, at the moment, I'm a non-believer.
Yep, I'm a non-believer too.
Really good.
Yeah,
Now
and
we're-
expensive.
Incredibly expensive, but they have big budgets and they're very liberal with how they spend them. So
Yep.